Welcome to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Subject of my vlog today is, can the Philippines recapture the glory days of pre-pandemic? But before I get started, let me welcome my new viewers and new subscribers. Thank you so much for your kindness, your generosity, and your support of my channel. Truly been amazing, and I'll never take that for granted. February 10th is the awakening. Philippines will once again be welcoming foreign tourists, and nobody's more excited than me to see families reunited. Long distance relationships are finally going to be legit, and things are going to quote unquote get back to normal. What a lot of my viewers don't realize is that pre-pandemic, the Philippines was booming. That's the only word I can say to describe it. It had one of the fastest growing economies in all of Asia. There was a buzz about this place, and the sky was the limit. Let's be honest. And then the pandemic came. But let's talk a little bit about pre-pandemic Philippines. What was it like for somebody, especially a foreigner living here, an expat? I was in Boracay February of 2019. It was during the Valentine's Day weekend, and folks was partying. I mean, Boracay was off the chain. I'd been there before. Nothing like this. Shoulder to shoulder on the strip. Every restaurant packed. Those dreaded lines that the Philippines is known for were all over the place. I had seen more Western women in the Philippines at one time than I'd ever seen before. Matter of fact, we were eating at a Mexican restaurant, and there was a table of Black American women right next to us. I introduced myself, and they were there on vacation, they said, to have a good time. It was the same thing everywhere you went. When we went to Bohol, same thing. When you walked along the strip on Alona Beach, all the restaurants and bars and hotel beachfronts were crowded. People smoking, drinking, having a good time. All the beautiful people on the beach frolicking around. It's one of the few places where you're going to see a bikini. And of course, Alona, well, not Alona, I'm sorry, Henan Resort in Bohol. It's the place to be. I've never stayed at that particular place, but it's a legitimate 4-star hotel right there on the beach, and they have the best entertainment in all of Bohol. Maybe this particular weekend, it could have been the whole Philippines. I mean, the band that they had there could have easily had a record deal. Same as in my favorite little place, Siquijor, and as quiet and as serene as Siquijor is, it was off the chain. The Airbnb that we stayed, every apartment hotel was occupied. Jollibee was crowded. The place was on fire. It was just, hello, man, buntag. It was the Philippines that I fell in love with. So yeah, I'm glad. And I look forward to February 10th when they reopen this place. Now, how long will it take to get back to the glory days? I don't know. That's a good question. But I know some things that's going to immediately happen. Number one, people are going to go back to work, especially in those tourist regions. And in those same regions, the hotels and restaurants and bars, hey, man, good talk, are once again going to be overflowing with people. But it's going to take a while, and it's going to take an influx of foreign and domestic tourists to get the Philippines back to the pre-pandemic days. I had a guy that emailed me today. He said, Calvin, a lot of these long distance relationships are going to have to put up or shut up now since the place is open. And I have to agree with him. But even if there's, even if there's just one long distance relationship that's made whole, it's going to be worth it. But yeah, there's going to be guys that come over here and find out that they've been played. They're going to come over here and she's either going to have somebody else is going to be visiting here, or she's not even going to want to meet you at the airport or anywhere. She's going to hide. Because a lot of times, guys, look, the pandemic was being used as a game in some cases. But that's another video for another day. I'm excited. Can the Philippines recapture the glory days of pre-pandemic? I hope they can. Because this is the Philippines that many people fell in love with, not the one during the pandemic. It's like a ghost town. Look at this. And even though they're going to welcome foreigners back, Sal, my buddy in Chicago, he says, are we going to be overrun with foreigners? I didn't even notice foreigners pre-pandemic. Certainly not now. Now, of course, you're going to get that first wave, and you may see more than you normally see, but in all actuality, the Philippines is so spread out that in almost my whole 13 years, I just never seen a bunch of foreigners here. They're here. But the bottom line is the money's going to be here to get this economy going again. And I can't wait. So February 10th is going to be the reawakening, not the awakening. It's going to be the reawakening because the Philippines was booming. They were on a roll. Couldn't do any wrong here. They were the talk of all of Asia. Everywhere you went, you saw stuff like this. See where they're building. You go to Cebu and Manila, there were cranes everywhere. And you know anybody that's familiar will tell you, when you see a sign of cranes, that's the sign of good times. When buildings are going up. And I'm just so thankful that I'm going to be able to be here for the reawakening. So all the visa questions, they're going to go out the window. I just fly over to Guam, hang out on the beach in Guam for a couple of days, come back, take my RT-PCR test, and settle back in to my home, man, my new home, which is San Carlos City. This place, San Carlos City, was really, really booming when I got here. That's why I fell in love with it. You come to Center Mall, where I am now, and of course, over here is where most of the people hang out. On Sunday, I mean, it's crowded, Saturday and Sunday. The basketball courts, full. Tennis courts, full. They're playing soccer. They're having a picnic. Vendors everywhere. The beautiful people walking all up and down this little strip here. Mawani Hotel fully booked. It was a sight to see. And I can't wait for it to get back to those times. It's going to take a while. But just knowing that it's going to be reopened, it's a start. How long will it take? I don't know, but I know this is going to be immediate. People are going to start going back to work. It's going to be a trickle-down effect, especially in those touristy regions. Boracay, Hang Lao Bahal, Palawan, Siquijor Island, Comodes Island, all up and down Angeles City, Olongapo, Metro Manila, down south Davao, Zamboanga, General Santos, Glen. The Philippines is back, man. And I tell you what, if you've never been here before, you're in for a treat. You're in for a damn treat, man. And I'm going to be here with you. I'm so thankful that I can be here for the good times and the bad. So thank you so much for stopping by, man. I wanted to spread the good news, man. You know, I know it's going to be a lot of, hey, good morning, man, Bunchak. It's going to be a lot of videos made about the Philippines reopening, but I just wanted to do something different. I wanted to talk about the opening, but from another angle. I wasn't going to talk about the particulars. Yeah, you got to have a valid passport. You got to have a negative RT-PCR test 48 hours prior and all of that. I wanted to talk about the Philippines recapturing the glory days of pre-pandemic, when it was booming. People were working. Nightclubs were full. Hotels were booked. Standing room only in Boracay on the Strip. It was like Party Central. It was one of the nicest tourist places in all the world, not just in the Philippines or in Asia. People from all over. England, France, America, Japan, Taiwan, Singapore, Australia, New Zealand. There was a buzz in the air over here, and it's going to come back. It's going to take a while. It's going to be a trickle-down effect. But just seeing families reunited that I know personally, man, they've been locked out of this place because of the pandemic, to see them reunited, to see long-distance relationships made whole, even if it's just one, it's worth it. So if you're in America, it's getting late. Before you let your head hit the pillow, please find somebody to help. But if you're on one of them late grocery runs, beer runs, weed runs, just getting off second shift, or you're on your lunch break, and you see somebody in the street or wherever you see them, buy them something to eat, buy them something to drink, give them a few dollars. In the Philippines, we're here. It's about 8:30 a.m., beautiful Saturday morning. I'm in my favorite place, Center Mall in San Carlos City, Negros Occidental. I'm excited, man. The Philippines is about ready to open. I want to say thank you to all of my viewers and subscribers yesterday for the outpouring of love and support you showed John and his family. I mean, it was truly emotional, man. I went back and watched that live stream all the way through from beginning to the end. I'd never done that before. Seeing his son was like seeing John again. I want to tip my hat. It was something special. A guy, Tim, said, you know, miracles is happening today. It is. People come together. Black, white, it don't matter, man. We was all together yesterday, and it meant a lot to me. It's not a day goes by that I don't help somebody over here. We're in the Philippines. It's reopened. It's reopening, but it's going to take a while. People are still out of work. Businesses right now, as I speak, are not at 100%. They're employing less people. They're entertaining less people. So people over here need our help, because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. When we help other people, we help ourselves. Take care. Stay safe. Stay COVID free. I'll see you next time. Those windows are still out from the typhoon. Those are some big plate windows. They probably have to get them designed, specially made. But when my video first came on, that was South Villa 2 subdivision. It's one of the nicer subdivisions in San Carlos City. You got some big, gigantic houses. One of the biggest houses that I've ever seen is up here too. I hope you didn't miss that at the beginning. Take care, stay safe, stay COVID free. I'll see you next time.